All right, and we are live with the Friday Q&A session. How are you all guys doing? Give me a minute while I fix all of the screens and send a reminder in the group as well. I already see a lot of you guys have already joined in. Let's wait for a couple of more people to join in. In the meantime, I can see Harshita here. Hi Harshita, hi Mangesh, hi Anjali, hi Aisha, hi Avinash. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Hi Dodd, hi Jackson. Sanjeev is here, Arun is here, Mallikarjun is here. Mallikarjun, you're really doing a good job with writing all the pointers from the main session. Right, good job there. Huge shout out to you. And good you're doing that in Notion. Right, you can document it very nicely. Hi Anmol, hi Mandar, hi Suresh, hi Sanjeev. All right, guys. Shout out to Mallikarjun in the chat box. He's doing a great job giving you all the summary of the main sessions. So you can thank him in the chat box. In the meantime, we'll wait for a couple of people to join in. Hi, Khalil. Hi, Debanjali. Debanjali, your FAQ issue has been solved. I guess Jackson would have informed you. So that's that. And how was your assignment? Did it get technical? Did the intensity of the sessions go higher and higher? Right, which is probably why we have named the program High Intensity Incentivized Training. So I hope you guys are having a good time with all the sessions and your assignments. Right, let me know your experience so far. We are 5 sessions down and we just have like another 50% of the sessions to be done. Thank you, Sanjeev. Thanks. I thought I should really try a virtual background, which is probably why I've tried it. And today is not a good day to be doing Q&A session, right? We have CSK versus RCB match going on, and I'm a huge fan of CSK. So, but yeah, we are here. Who else is here? And the assignments are super cool, says Avinash. Yes, didn't feel how the 5 weeks are gone, right? It's the same for us. We are done with 5 batches. So good to see all of you guys enjoying whatever has been taught and implementing whatever has been taught, right? The best part is I see a lot of people missing out on the late assignments also, late submissions also. But the good thing is they're reaching out to support and telling that, see, I have done it. I have executed whatever has been taught and please consider it for uh, the certification purpose at least. And definitely that's a good thing, right? So if you have missed out the late submission links, you can reach out to support and submit your assignments there, and we'll be more than happy to consider it for your certification purpose. So make sure you complete at least 8 out of 10 assignments. So good stuff there. All right, guys, let's get started with the session. If you're good to go, give me a good to go in the chat box, and let's start with all the assignment task sheet and everything, and then let's hop on to the questions from the Q&A tab. All right, let me start sharing my screen here. All right, guys. So the first question here is asking you to install WP Rocket plugin. I guess most of you guys, I guess literally everybody of you have got this particular plugin on your email sent by Sanjay. So make sure you install it and check in all the options that Sanjay has asked you to in the main session. If you have missed that, go back and watch the recording and make sure you like check in all of those options. Those are like the basic options that needs to be optimized, and then you can go deep if you want to. So that's completely left up to you. But these are the basic options that you need to turn on in order to like speed up your websites and everything. So make sure you do that and like take a screenshot from your dashboard itself. For example, you can take screenshot of any of the tabs that you can see, and I have also pasted a reference screenshot for you, right? So make sure you like refer to it and take the same screenshot. So you can go to settings, WP Rocket, and scroll down anywhere, preferably on the file optimization tab here. Click on minify CSS files, activated, do not combine the CSS files, and optimize the CSS delivery. This is good to go, and all the other options that Sanjay has showed you guys, right? And then now what you can do is you can take a screenshot of this particular section where your domain name is also visible in the browser and the WP Rocket dashboard is available and the options are checked in. Drop the screenshot here, and is that good to go? Any doubts regarding the WP Rocket plugin and all of those things? Right, a lot of you guys were asking how do we optimize it otherwise, right? So this is something that the developer has to figure out, because it's impossible for us to go ahead and like show you how to optimize for all of these things using different platforms, right? We don't know how the website has been built. But the good thing is, if you drop in your, say for example, let's take an example of Sanjay's website or probably my website only, right? I'll show you how you can identify the things that you need to optimize. So let me click on analyze here. Right, there's also one more website that you might want to check, right? It's called as GT Metrics. I will copy this link in the chat box. This is very similar to Google Page Insights, but it also gives you a couple of different angles on how you can like identify what's going wrong and everything. So what you can do is sign up for a free account here. Otherwise, what happens is by default, your server will be somewhere in Canada or a different place of very far from India. So it might show you a different bad score, right? One of the things that is very important for you to make sure your website loads super fast is to have a server located very close to where your user is browsing from. So if your target audience is in India, it is always good to choose a hosting company which provides you a server in India itself, right? But then what has happened is, with the sessions and with everything, you are going to install Cloudflare, right? It has a default CDN, right? So basically what it does is it will take a copy of your website and place it in different places. And if I am browsing from Mangalore, it would ideally take the server files from the Bangalore server and not from somewhere in the US. All right, so that's how you do. So sign up for a free account and change the server location to India and like test it out. So even this site will give you a couple of good insights on what you can optimize. So if you see, the desktop score is pretty good, 97, but the mobile score is pretty bad. So as you scroll down, it will give you all these things. If you click on it, you will see what are the things that needs to be optimized. For example, here, reduce unused rules from style sheets and defer CSS, right? So what you can do is, probably whoever has built that particular website, you give him all of these guidelines and pretty much he will do it for you. And it's impossible for us to identify how it can be done because we never know how it is built, right? So see, these are the things that you can easily rectify. Properly size images, make sure it's like properly compressed, right? The featured image is slightly going out of the box, so you can reduce all of those things. And you can also like serve it as a WebP file instead of JPG or PNG to cut down on all the optimizations, right? So all of these things, see, image formats like WebP does provide better compressions than PNG and JPG and all of those things. So make sure you follow all of these instructions and give it to the developer, and he'll pretty much do everything for you. Is that clear? Good to go? Right. The second part of the question asks you to take a screenshot of the Google page insights for one of your blog articles, right? This is the keyword here, one of your blog articles, and not for your domain name, because in HIT SEO, we are mostly focusing on how good your articles are loading, because that's what we are ranking for right at the moment. So make sure you test out one of your blog posts and not your homepage, because your homepage just has an archive of all your blog posts, right? There's only a couple of images available in your homepage. So make sure you test it for the article which has like good 4 or 5 images, right? And then you optimize it. So make sure you take a screenshot of this particular page here, right? Before you even start optimizing or doing any kind of task that has been taught in session number 5, take a screenshot of this page. Either you can choose desktop or mobile. Okay, take a screenshot and keep it for the before installing and optimizing for speed. And once you do all of the other things that has been taught, like CDN, your WP Rocket and everything, then you go ahead and like test your website again and then take a screenshot of the after results. Is that clear? So you have to drop in 2 screenshots here. One is before the speed optimizations and then after the speed optimizations. If you miss taking the screenshot, what I would recommend you do is you would have probably done the CDN part, so you can't go back and like reverse it very easily. So what you can do is just deactivate and delete this WP Rocket plugin and take a screenshot then, and then come back and like install it and then take after page speed optimization screenshot. Is that clear? All right, the next one is to set up Cloudflare and take a screenshot from your DNS checker. So for example, here, once you set up all your DNS as shown in the main session, you will get these 2 name servers, right? So you basically went ahead and like updated your name servers in the beginning of the program, right? You went to GoDaddy and updated the WPX name servers. So now what we are trying to do here is we are getting a middleman in between, right? Which is Cloudflare. And what you do is Cloudflare by default, when you set up your website, it identifies all your IP addresses, right? So the IP addresses are already marked here as the text type A records, which is actually for the server IP address. So it does all of those parts. Now what you have to do is you just have to copy these 2 name servers that Cloudflare gives you and update in your GoDaddy. Now what happens is whenever somebody browses your website, it is first going to the Cloudflare account, checking what are the name servers, and then going back to WPX hosting and then fetching your files from there. Is that clear? So what you can do is once you do this, go to this particular website. I've dropped in the URL in the task sheet as well. So if you click on this website, this is something that you use to check your name servers. So click on this particular drop down here and select name servers as the record, and then add in your domain name, right? And hit on search, and it should give you the Cloudflare name servers, right? Take a screenshot of this particular page and drop it in the task sheet. Is that clear, guys? So make sure the Cloudflare name servers are appearing here in the DNS checker and not your WPX name servers. And you can also see that a couple of countries are also blocking your website and everything. See, for example, this is what we are talking about in the beginning of the session, right? So as soon as you like update your DNS, it might be updated in your particular location, but it might not have been like updated in the other locations. So which is why we were telling you guys to wait for like a 24 hours time period. Is this clear, guys? Please let me know in the chat box. CC. All right, and then you have your 1,000+ words article, highlight the keywords, optimize it for on-page SEO, and drop in the content here, right? A lot of you guys in your session number 3, I guess assignment 3, you guys have missed copying all the content here. We have rejected a couple of such assignments, so make sure you drop in the content of your 4th article here, right? Even though you have given us the URL to your live WordPress website, it's not enough. You have to copy and paste 1,000+ words in this particular sheet. Is that clear? Please don't make that mistake and get your assignment rejected. So that's pretty much it for the task sheet. So and then, oh yeah, we have question number 5 as well. So rank math FAQ blogs. So what you do is you go to your one of your blog posts. Let me show it to you real quick. So by default, what has happened with the session is we have given you the Rank Math Pro plugin, which allows you to do this kind of schema markup and everything. It generates the schema markup by just using the plugin. But in case your client is using some other website, so what you have to do is you just tell your developer that this is what has to be done. So I'll also show you one more website here. So this is used to, oh my God, not this one. Okay. So there's a lot of websites, third-party websites like this that can help you create that particular schema markup. All right, it is in the JSON LD format. So what you do is you click on this particular thing, select FAQ page, right? So it already creates a markup like this. This is something that your developer has to deploy in that particular web page. All right. So what you can do is you can like write in your questions here instead of what you are doing inside rank math. You do the same thing here. Write in your questions and your answers and everything. For example, question 1 and answer 1. So you see that it is getting populated on the right hand side here, right? It is getting populated in the code itself. So what you do is you just copy and paste this particular code into your page, right? That the developer will take care of. You don't have to worry. You just have to tell him that this has to be done. Is that clear, guys? Is this helpful? Because a lot of you guys were asking, what if we don't have rank math and all of those things? This is how you generate the schema markups. So you can do it pretty much for all the markups. If you don't see a couple of options here, you can Google any other schema markup generators. Is that clear, guys? Let me know in the chat box, please. What is this Mauna Vrata that is going on in the chat box? Yes, Anmol, I'm here in this particular section. So what you do is you add so this is the block. So you add a new block. Let's say, let's type in FAQs has the subheading. Change it to the heading part here and like select H2 as the subheading. And now go to the new block and click on / or you can just select whatever block it is. So if you type in rank here, you should be able to see the block called as FAQ by rank math, right? So once you click on that, you will be able to drop in your questions as well as the answer here. So type in your question here and your answer here. And if you want to add multiple questions, don't add a new block. What it does is it kind of breaks your schema markup code. All right. So what you do is you click on the add new FAQ button here and continue to add your FAQs. So for example, add a new FAQ and all of those things and change everything. And then you update the post. Give it some time, guys. What happens is now that you have installed a rank math plugin, right, it also develops a case plugin for your website. So whatever you see inside your dashboard might not be visible live on the front end. So make sure you give it some time. And one more thing, what you have to do is click on update and everything, right? It will create that markup. And then you go to your rich results test here, right? Drop in your URL to that particular post and click on test. And it'll test the page and it'll say if it is eligible for rich results or not. So you can see the FAQ tab here at the bottom. So if I click on this particular thing, So if I scroll down, you will be able to see all the questions and answers, right? The name, what is black hat SEO and white hat SEO? So this is the code that how it looks in the backend. So, and this is that answer for that particular question. So this is how it should look, right? So give it some time and then test it out. So what happens is sometimes it might not be eligible for rich results, in which case it is completely fine. What it means is Google right now is not taking it as a page that is eligible for rich results. That might happen since your website is pretty new. So what you do in that case is just go to your WordPress dashboard, wherever you have added all of these things, take a screenshot of this particular page and drop it in the task sheet. That's all, right? Google itself tells you that not all the pages are eligible for rich results, even though you have optimized it for rich results, right? It is left up to Google to consider it as rich results or not, depending on a lot of factors, right? Like your domain authority and all of those things. So right now, if it is not eligible, it's completely fine. It will be eligible going forward. So what you do is, for assignment purpose, take a screenshot of this particular page where you have added the rank math FAQ block and drop it in the uh, task sheet. Is that clear, guys? So anything on these lines, doubts and everything? Uh, the question should be highly long tail, right? Can you give one example? Not really, Avinash. You don't have to add in questions that are really long tail for at least to be eligible for rich results, FAQ rich results, right? But if you want to optimize your content for voice SEO, then you might have to like take in questions, longer form of questions. In this example, if you see that, you will see particular questions: what is black hat and white hat SEO? That's more than enough. What the duck is SEO and how does it work? What is black hat SEO and white hat SEO? These kind of questions is completely fine. It will not be very long also, right? So these type of questions you can add. So that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the Q&A tab. So we are pretty much done with the task sheet itself. If you have more questions regarding anything particular, drop it in the Q&A tab and I'll start answering them. All the questions in the Q&A tab, please. Ankita is saying I've put up pictures on my FAQ and on testing page. It says it's not acceptable. So Ankita, so here is one good advice. Do not add in images for your FAQs, right? It is 99% of the times it is not going to be picked up from the FAQ schema markup. So avoid adding images in the FAQs rich results. So just add in questions and answers. That's more than enough for the FAQs to trigger, right? That's what you should be doing. Don't add in any kind of images, though it allows you to. So Dodd is asking, before starting the assignment, should we disable AMP function that we did last time and delete the AMP plugin as well? Please suggest. Yes, Dodd, you can go ahead and like delete the AMP plugin. No worries with that. Just disable everything, all the options, if it is turned on by default for any of the plugins. By default, when you delete the plugin, all of the options are deleted. But then just for to be on the safer side, just make sure you delete, I mean, turn off all the options for your particular post that you're turned on AMP and then delete the plugin. It's completely fine. Moreover, we recommend that you delete the plugin. You don't need it. You'll just make your website heavy by adding in unnecessary plugins that you might not use. So I hope that helps other people also here if you have the same questions. Avinash is asking, do we need to include the FAQs at the end of the article or anywhere in between is also fine? Anywhere in between is also fine. But what we have seen from our experiences, if it is at the end of the article, it gets picked up pretty quickly. That's the only difference. Even if you add it in the middle of the article, it will get picked up, but it might take some more time. But to make it easy for the search engines, you can just add it in the end of the article. So I've answered all this question already. Yes, Anurabha, it's completely fine if you just provide the Google page speed inside screenshot for desktop only. It's completely fine. Again, we are not going to strictly monitor all of those things. This is just for your understanding so that you do certain tasks, right? Only if you think that we go ahead and like monitor it, you do the task. Otherwise, you keep it pending. That's the only reason. So either desktop or mobile, anything works for the assignment. But you need to add at least one screenshot for before and after the speed optimization. Do I have to interlink all the old posts with my new article for the assignment? Again, this is a thumb rule, guys, for SEO. When it comes to SEO, on-page SEO, I've already learned it in session number 3. It's a thumb rule. All the articles that you publish going forward, you have to interlink all the previous articles if it makes sense, right? You don't have to forcefully interlink all the articles in the body of the content itself. If you feel that you cannot add it in the body of the article, you cannot interlink it there. What you do is at the end of the article, you write a statement saying that you can also read this other article that I wrote recently and interlink it there. But as a thumb rule, please go ahead and like interlink all your old posts. It is always good, so that even if one of your article is getting some kind of traction in the search engine, the SEO juices starts passing to all your other articles automatically. So Sanjay will cover this particular topic in the future sessions anyways. Do we need to include the FAQ in the blog as well or only on rank math? What does this mean, Harshita? So you use the rank math FAQ block inside the article, and that itself enables your uh, this thing rich results for FAQ. There is one more option inside rank math. Make sure you don't turn it on. So what it does, it'll create a duplicate file of your schema markup. So if you click on this particular icon here, you will see that you have schema markup has an option here, right? Can you guys see that? Let me know. Quickly, guys, please, in the chat box, let me know if you can see it. Right, perfect. So you can see by default, there is article schema already included here. So what you can do here is click on schema generator here, and you will see all the other types of schema that you can add in. And you will also see there is something called as FAQ schema here, right? You have to either use the FAQ rank math FAQ block or use this particular option. The easiest one is to use the rank math FAQ block. Don't please make sure that you don't add in both of these options, right? One is the markup from here and the other one from the blocks here. What it does is it creates a duplicate file, and then your rich result test will get confused. Yes, don't use both, please. Just use the block as recommended. Don't use the other one. Devanjali is asking, yeah, I'm not getting breadcrumbs. By default, Devanjali, what happens is we have the Astra plugin has turned off the breadcrumbs in your particular theme. So you don't have to necessarily use it. It is again just a, what to say, just a path that creates links to your previous pages that the user has taken, right? So anyways, you have created the menus, categories, and everything. So your site is already good, structured in a very good manner. So you don't have to add in breadcrumbs or the schema for breadcrumbs. So it's completely fine if the breadcrumbs doesn't show up in your rich results. I hope that answers your question. We need to do this for any previous article or for present article of assignment 5. So Chandana, if you're asking for question number 5, which is FAQ schema, right? It is recommended that you do it for all the articles that you write. It is always good to answer a couple of questions at the end of your article, so that at least even if your website or those keywords are not getting ranked, you will at least have a better CTR just in case a long tail keywords appears in the search engine, right? So it's a good thing to be adding in FAQ schema for all your previous articles as well. But for assignment purpose, we are only going to see if you have added it for one of your articles. It can be for the article that you're writing right now or any of your previous articles. Pavia, like I said, any blog that you have written, any blog post that you have written, you can add in the FAQ schema and take the screenshot and do the test and everything. It need not be that you have to do it for the latest article that you're writing. Anmol, just like I said, breadcrumbs is the path that the user has taken. Example, from homepage, he goes to your category page, and from the category page, he goes to one of your blog posts. What it does, it adds a particular line on top of your website, which says that homepage, say the user has gone to category page and then the particular blog post. It just creates a link. That's it. Aisha, any of the blogs? Khalil is asking what is KD in keyword planner. Again, it's keyword difficulty. What is minimum score? There's no definite minimum score. You, after going through 5 sessions, you're not supposed to ask questions like that. What is a minimum KD? You can't define it, right? We have told you guys earlier. Depends on a lot of things, the niche, the industry, the competition out there, and everything. So there's no minimum score for any such keyword out there. Rohit is asking, I'm a little confused with schema markup. I was under the impression that the importance of schema markup ID for the whole blog and not just the FAQs. Rohit, just like I showed you the option that is there inside rank math, by default, what it does is all your posts under WordPress goes into the article schema, right? So whatever post you create under WordPress, by default, rank math enables article schema for that particular thing, and then for FAQ schema, you add in the rank math FAQ blocks. So by default, you'll have, if you do this, you'll have 2 kinds of schema that you're eligible for. One is the article schema, the other one is the FAQ schema. Both of which are connected to your whole article and not just the FAQ section of your article. Rahul Anand is asking, can I also create articles on LSI keywords? My letter size does not change when I post on WordPress. Rahul, like I said, why are you going to write articles on the LSI keywords, right? Probably your LSI keywords has the least volume, right? So it is better you choose a particular primary keyword and then add in LSI keywords in order to bring that context for your content. That'll help you out better. LSI keywords, you can probably, now that you know that you have to add FAQs, you can probably use those LSI keywords in your FAQs as well. So you don't optimize it primarily for LSI keywords. You optimize it for primary keyword. Your primary keyword can be an LSI keyword also. It depends on what kind of keyword you have chosen. Right? LSI by default, you name it for the keyword that is there in the 3rd category, right? In your keyword research. Chandana is asking, can you please show live how to do this ad before and after speed optimization screenshots? Have tried and couldn't get it. Sure, Chandana. So like I said, go to your Google page insights URL, drop in your URL here of your particular post before you start doing assignment 5, before you start installing your WP Rocket plugin, before you install Cloudflare, before you do any kind of things. Go here, drop in your URL for a particular blog post here, click on analyze, it will give you this result. Take a screenshot of this. So this is your before speed optimization screenshot, drop it in your task sheet. And now what you do is go ahead and like install WP Rocket, Cloudflare, and all of those things. Once you do all of those things, come back here, analyze your page again. It will give you the after speed optimization screenshot. So add both of them in the task sheet. I hope that answers your question. Anmol is asking, can we answer LSI keywords with 0 volume in the FAQ section? Absolutely. So if you have chosen LSI keyword, which is also a question, you can definitely use it even though it has 0 volume, doesn't matter. One general question, how to use featured images. So what I can do is I'll quickly show you where it shows up. I guess I've showed you in the previous Q&As anyways. So if I go to one of these articles here, right, and take off this gear icon and go to post, you'll see something called as featured image here, right? You just click on featured image and select any featured image from your media library and publish it. So it'll look something like this, right? So these are the featured images that gives you the title and a particular illustrative on what the article is about. When you click here, you also see it at the top of your page. So this is your featured image. This is where you select the featured image. Is that clear, Anjali? Let me know in the chat box. There's no such use of breadcrumbs, Anjali. Like I said, it only gives you the path the user has traveled to make. If it is a very complicated website, like Jackson has put in a URL to the Flipkart example, right? So there are multiple pages that you might go through when you browse bigger websites. So you're just making it easy for the user to go back to the previous page or skip pages and go back to the pages he wants to, right? So otherwise what you have to do is you have to click the back button in the browser, which is annoying if you have gone through like 8 or 10 pages. That's the only use, just a small UX. Sakshi Gandhi is asking, please explain the process of setting up Cloudflare. I guess this has already been shown in the main session. So you go to cloudflare.com, sign up with an account. As soon as you sign up with an account, you will be directed to this particular page where so you'll go through like a couple of these things. I guess I've written a blog post on it. I will share it to you after this session. So it'll give you all the options, right? Free plan, you choose the free plan. Once you choose that, you click your domain name and everything, you'll get this name servers. You go to GoDaddy, put them in the manage DNS section, change the name servers and click on okay and done and everything, and then you should be able to see this page. So all of these values are pre-picked by Cloudflare itself. You don't have to enter any of these values by default. Cloudflare will pick it up for you as soon as you enter your domain name. And a lot of people were also asking me on how to use G Suite, right? Or if you're using your domain specific email IDs. So how do you use it if you're using G Suite or Zoho? So you have an option of entering the MX records here. So from G Suite, you will get the MX records just like this, mail.dishwasher.com and some TLTs. So you can just add it as the records here and click on save, and you can start using your G Suite account. So this process is also available in all the videos, Sakshi. So you can, if you did not understand, even after watching the main session recording, you can just like put it in YouTube. A lot of videos are there, tons of videos. All right, and then if you come across a particular error, you let us know in the chat box or in the WhatsApp group. That will make us easy to answer it. If you ask the entire process, it becomes difficult because we have already done it for most of the websites. Papia is asking, please suggest how to go with the power words in preparing the headline. Rank Math itself has given you a list of power words that you can use. Just because Rank Math is not identifying it as a power word, it doesn't mean that it is not a power word. Power word is again not defined by Google or anything. It is just that these third-party websites have listed it as power words because it gives better CTR. All right, so don't think too much about the scores that you find inside Rank Math. 80 and above means that it is already optimized for on-page SEO. So that's more than enough. You can Google what are the power words, and you will find a ton of power words from CoSchedule also, I guess. Jackson, do you have the link for, yeah, Rank Math power words are here in the article that Jackson has shared. There's one more from CoSchedule. I guess they have a PDF with all the power words listed. So Jackson, if you find it, just drop it in the WhatsApp group. So Avinash is asking, does a lead magnet pop-up affect the cumulative layout shift, since any barriers between the visuals might be bad for it? It depends, Jackson, Avinash, depending on how you're like popping up the pop-up, right, for the lead magnet. It depends on that. Mostly all of these pop-up builders do not bring in the cumulative shift. I'll show you exactly how cumulative shift works. So there's a nice video that I found that I want to show it to you guys on how the cumulative shift works. Would you guys be interested in watching it? Let me know. Right, so this is the video. I'll just like start it from the beginning. Carefully watch it. So you saw what happened there. So you saw what happened there. The user is trying to click on this particular button which says no go back. But what happens when he clicks is the entire layout of that particular website shifts down by a small percentage, right? So what it happens is he'll by mistakenly click on this submit order button. That is the cumulative shift. That is how cumulative shift is. And then you will also see that there is this first input delay, FID, that Sanjay has talked about, right? So just see it one more time. So he has done this and then he's trying to click on no go back, but it is not working, right? That is the first input delay that you're noticing. So this is a very nice video to understand what exactly cumulative shift is. So I'll drop that also in the chat box, right? So you guys saw that video. Did you guys understand it better right now? How cumulative shift works? Yes, he placed order for 56 items, right? Which is not a very good experience, right? Which is probably why you should be avoiding it. So test it out. You will identify it yourself when you create a pop-up and then check it on a live website. Cumulative shifts are very visible to the eye. So you can like go through the entire process of submitting the lead magnet and everything, and you will definitely see it on your eye that there is a cumulative shift, right? And also your page speed insights will tell you that there is cumulative shift, and then you can go back and like rework on it. Harshita is asking, I'm looking to do keyword research again for the latest article. The problem is that when I choose long tail primary keyword, it becomes difficult to create an interesting headline and include the primary keyword in it. Okay, so here you are in between two things, right? The two important things. One is you're trying to optimize it for a long tail keyword, which is actually a good thing. But then again, you will have to trade off for using the primary keyword in the title. In which case, if your instinct says that no, this particular keyword has a very good intent, then you choose that particular topic and do everything. You don't have to optimize it for the title in itself, or the headline can be slightly different than the primary keyword that you have chosen. Mitra is asking, why didn't we use Cloudflare in the beginning? It is just because we wanted to include it in the technical SEO thing. If we had showed it to you in the beginning, some people might have found it a little difficult to grasp and consume, right? Digest, because it's a little technical. So now that you are used to the sessions and WordPress and everything, it becomes much more easier. You can always do it at the beginning of your new project. Mandar is saying my before score is 97. There is very little scope for optimization. Is it okay? It's completely fine, Mandar. You have a very light theme. All of your page or whatever requirements and factors that affects your speed test, right? It's already checked for you. You're using WPX servers. It is super fast, right? It's already optimized. You're using Cloudflare. You're using plugins. You're using Astra theme, which is also light and doesn't have too much of your CSS, unnecessary CSS and all of those things, which is why it is already optimized. But going forward, when you write a very long article or when you test out your homepage, which has like a lot of things, big images and all of those things, that is when you will see a huge difference that WP Rocket and your Cloudflare and everything makes. So if it is already good enough, you are already good to go, right? So the scope, you might see it at the later stages of your blogging journey. You might not see it right now, but some of you guys have already changed your themes to some travel themes and all of those things. I was checking it out. So those kind of websites might see the huge difference. Chandana is asking if in case I missed to take the screenshot before the installation of WP Rocket, then how can I get before screen? Delete it and take a screenshot. Which is why probably before even sharing the task sheet, I had clearly made out an announcement in the WhatsApp group telling that you have to take a screenshot before you do any kind of things. Right. So now, since you've already gone one step ahead, you have to delete WP Rocket and take the screenshot and come back and install it back again. No, breadcrumbs is not similar to sitemap. They are definitely interlinked. Breadcrumbs by default creates interlinks to your previous pages, but it's not a sitemap. Rohit, I just showed you how you can use schema markup for the hard-coded website. I just showed you one of the websites. I guess I dropped in the URL to that particular generator in the chat box. If not, I'll drop it one more time here. Right, you can use third-party schema generators just like this, where you can add in different things and it'll give you the hard code. Just ask your developer to drop in that hard code wherever it has to go. Papia is asking, what if my next blog doesn't have a core meaning to two categories I created? It's fine. You don't have to interlink. You just publish it and create a new category if you want. If you think that that particular article goes into a new category, you create a new category, link it back to the menu and create a new structure. That's it. Harshita is asking, I see that the mobile page speed is a bit slow. How to work and optimize it for most users visiting through mobile? Like I said, all the options, all the things that your mobile users are going through, right, is listed in the page speed insights itself, right? It shows you what are the images that are loading slowly and everything. So you just identify what are those problems and find a relevant plugin if you're using WordPress, or you find a relevant code or anything that your developer might suggest, and then optimize it. For example, mobile page may, what you can do is lazy load. That's a great option that WP Rocket provides. So on mobile screens, the scrolls is too much, right? If your desktop has like 4 scrolls for your particular blog post, your mobile might have like 10 scrolls or 12 scrolls, and it is not necessary for you to be loading in that image that's at the bottom of the page, which is why you turn on lazy load, so that when you scroll to that particular section, only then that particular image loads properly. So that's how you optimize it. Abhishek is saying, before doing anything, my website has already 92 in page speed inside. Perfect, because like I said, you're using all the right things given to you guys in the HITSU program. So it'll be already optimized. So you can see the difference if you start adding in images that are not compressed or are of huge size. Say, for example, you try uploading an image into your blog post that has like 2 MB or 5 MB in size, then do the test with WP Rocket and without WP Rocket, then you'll 100% see the difference. Right, those were all the questions, guys. Is there anything else that you guys have to ask me? I am also seeing if there is anything I've missed talking about. Next, session number 6, 7 are your link building sessions. Check your orientation slide deck, Rohit. You have all your curriculum listed there. No questions from my side. You can enjoy CSK versus RCB match. I hope it's worth watching it right now. I just watched 2 or 3 balls and like the first 2 balls went for a boundary. Not a good sign, but let's see how they're doing right now. But anyways, guys, any other questions related to any other topics that we discussed in session number 5? Do you guys also know this particular fact and stat? There are a couple of websites, researchers who made research on what is the average number of words that is that a particular website is ranking for, right? So a particular keyword, when you enter into search engine, the first result that shows up, what is the average number of words that particular article has? Do you know that? If you know that, let me know in the chat box. Right, on an average across all the industries, it is 1450 words, which is why we were always recommending you guys to go ahead and like create articles that are more than 1000 words. Right, 1450 words is the average number of words a particular website ranks in number one in search engines. And now that voice SEO has come in, do you know what is the average number of words for the results that are triggered for voice SEO? Anmol is guessing 2500. Any other guesses? What is the average number of words for voice based results? Harshita says it's 2000, it's 2300 words, right? So the longer the better, right? So you choose topics that has good topical depth. That is something that I thought I'll let you guys know, because a lot of you guys were like always asking why are you guys asking us to write 1000 words article? Yeah, midway between you and Anmol. Manish, if you're very keen about the topic, right, you definitely go through the entire article, right? For example, me, it depends on people to people. I read blog posts the most. I don't watch videos, right? Only if it is something that I have to see and do all of those things, I watch videos. Otherwise, I always read blog posts. Even if it is like 1500, 2000, 5000 words also, I read every bit of the sentence. So it depends. So your users, you are thinking it from the marketer's perspective or from SEO perspective, right? Your audience, you're not the target audience for that particular article. Then your target audience would be willing to read so much of depth and so much of words that you have written. Link to what, Harshita? Can you share the link in WhatsApp? Link to what? Yeah, all have been shared already, says Jackson. So I see a couple of more questions that has come in. Mitra is asking, you're talking about G Suite. What is that? So G Suite is a premium option that your Gmail gives in, right? So Gmail gives you free email IDs, which is something xxx at the rate gmail.com, right? So if you buy G Suite, what Google allows you to do is it allows you to create Gmail IDs, email IDs that are like hello@sanjayshanghai.com, domain specific email IDs that are hosted inside the Gmail platform. So a lot of other websites also does it, like Zoho does it, right? Zoho is also free, but G Suite costs you about 150 rupees per month, I guess, for one email ID or something like that. Not really sure. So you can check out G Suite. So all your domain specific email IDs goes inside Gmail dashboard itself. So it becomes much more easier for people who uses Gmail. Otherwise, Zoho has a different UX, different dashboard, and it becomes intuitive for a couple of people. That's that. Harshdeep Singh is asking, by the way, Harshdeep Singh is a major placed in Kashmir, right, Harshdeep? Can you confirm if I said that right? So we have an army personnel in our batch. So super proud to have you here, Harshdeep. So Harshdeep is asking, what is the recommended size of image we should put in blog post which will not affect speed considerably? So the recommended size is 1200 by 630, right, pixels. But what you try and do is, I have showed this particular website in the past, I guess, but I'm not sure. So you can use this particular website. It's called as Tiny PNG, right? Tiny PNG. So you just upload your particular images here before you upload it into WordPress. So what it does is it compresses any kind of image. For example, let me like quickly show you one of the images. Give me a minute. Right, for example, this image, I guess it's too large. It has to be around 5 MB. Yeah, this particular image is 3 MB. Okay, 3.3 MB is what I'm uploading. So what this particular website does is it compresses without uh, compromising on the quality as such. So your quality remains the same in most of the cases, but it will compress you and give you a smaller sized image. See, it reduced it by 88%. 382 KB is the size of your image right now, and it's the same image. You won't see any difference in the image as such. So you can use that particular website to compress all of your images. tinypng.com. I hope that answers your question, Harshdeep Singh. Arpita is asking, I'm getting errors in AMP in GSC. It says referenced AMP URL is not an AMP. What to do? So now that you have done with your AMP assignment, you just delete your AMP plugin, and that issue will go, or else you can ignore it. It's not something that you have to worry about. Mitra is asking, is schema markup a code builder like HTML? Yes, it is in the format of HTML itself, but it tells your search engines that this is how your content has been structured. So you add it inside your HTML file only when it goes to the backend of your website. That's that, guys. So pretty much answered all the questions. I can also see a couple of more questions jumping in. So Mitra is saying, hey, I have activated AMP for one of my blog posts, but I have not yet secured my website to HTTPS. Will that affect the AMP performance? It might affect your AMP performance, Mitra. It is better to move to HTTPS always, right? Otherwise, what happens is a lot of your web users might not be even able to browse your website in the first place, because your Chrome these days literally blocks all of your non-HTTPS version of your websites. So make sure you move to HTTPS real quick. Papia, the image size is 1200 by 630 pixels, 1200 in width by 630 in height in pixels is the standard size that you can use. You can create it in Canva also. You can create a custom image in Canva, a custom Canva board, and then drop in the image and adjust it to 1200 by 630 pixels. Yes, Avinash, absolutely. If you have the AMP plugin, you don't have to optimize for mobile version separately, but your website is already optimized since you're using Astra theme and everything. So it's a better thing to do not to include AMP plugin. Deactivate, delete it, and like throw it off. You don't need it. We just wanted you guys to implement it so that you understand how it's done. In case tomorrow you come across a client or something, you need to know how it is done. So we would recommend that you delete it off and chuck it off from your website itself, because it's not needed. Your Astra theme does a very good job at optimizing it for mobile screens. So rather not face problems from AMP. So that's that. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions regarding your session? Looks like that's it. We're pretty much done with all the questions and everything. Or do I have more? No, we don't have more. All right, guys. So Mitra, it doesn't crash your website as such. We have already installed SSL for you. So if you install really simple SSL plugin, it should move to the HTTPS version by default. So if you're facing any issue, feel free to like send us a support ticket during your assignment is going on. That way we will be able to install it before even we start assessing your website. Papia is saying, thank you for helping me to clear doubts up and until now, but many more in the coming future. Please feel free to ask all your questions. That's why we have a dedicated Q&A here. Enjoy the match between the score is 116 for 1. RCB looks like they're on a roll. Hopefully they have played a lot of overs. Guessing that. Sanjeev is asking, when are we likely to get the WPX offer? What WPX offer are you talking about, Sanjeev? Is it for the renewal? Renewal offer will be sent to you on email, I guess, when your hosting is about to expire. 3 months is what Sanjay had promised as a bonus for all of you guys. So when the term is going to end, we will send you an email. You will also get an opportunity to like shift your website from WPX servers to any other servers. We'll share a premium plugin and also the tutorial on how you can transfer your website, and you can use that to shift your website to a new hosting. Yeah, so you will get that particular link at the end of the program. All right, guys, we are pretty much done with the Q&A session. I hope this session is useful as much as your main session is. So let me know in the chat box if it is useful by any means. In 16 hours says Malikarjun. Very useful. Okay. All right. So it's worth all the effort and time to come here live on a Friday evening, right? Rather than partying outside. Sanjeev is saying, thank you for your patience, Reyes. Absolutely, Sanjeev. You are most welcome. I watch your recordings to complete the assignments. That's a good thing. Thank you for the compliment. We literally wait for your session. You have been wonderful. 131 is the score. Super stuff, guys. Enjoy doing your assignment and your speed optimizations, voice SEO, and all of those things. Your voice SEO might become a big thing very soon. People already say it's a big thing already, but I don't see that kind of benefits from voice SEO as of now. But looking at how the search queries are coming in from your voice assistant, it looks like your long tail keywords will eventually get more volume and everything. So make sure you optimize it for voice SEO also. So I'm not sure if you've gone through this, but I have optimized my About Us page for voice SEO. So if you ask your Google Assistant, who is Shreya Sumesh, it is most likely to tell you a small snippet of my introduction. It'll answer you the introduction basically. So that's how I have optimized my website About Us page for voice SEO. So you can completely try that and like check it out. So you can do the same. You can watch my About Us page and like just have a conversational tone and do everything that we have said. It should get optimized. Anjali is saying this session cleared all my doubts. Thanks again for being so nice to us. Absolutely, Anjali, you guys deserve it. Thanks for clearing all the doubts, says Aisha. Thanks, sir. Without you, my assignment is in it depends mode. That's a good thing. Your session is a great support system to complete the assignment. Thank you so much, Chandana, for kind words. Now that I have come here and I've like given the session, Q&A session, now that if you don't submit your assignments on time, I'll be very depressed. I'll go into depression. So make sure you submit all your assignments on time and take all your cashbacks, right? That's more important. We don't want to keep your cashbacks with us. It's for you guys. You submit it, take it. and reduce your cost per program, cost of the program that you have invested in. You're a great guide. Thank you, Shreyas. You make it more simpler. Thank you, Shreyas. Always being helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for all the good words. Have a great weekend. I hope you guys are fully vaccinated by now. I am not. I have to take my second dose tomorrow. So not sure I'll slip into a fever or any kind of other side effects from the vaccine. But yeah, make sure you guys get vaccinated real quick, real soon if you're not already, and enjoy the weekend and have a great night. So I'll see you in session, I don't know, the next week's Q&A session. Until then, enjoy your assignments and enjoy the upcoming week's session, backlinks and everything. It's going to get more interesting. Second dose, no side effects. Take care. I hope so. I had a really bad side effect when I took my first dose. Mitra, definitely the coming assignments are not tough as such. There's only like small checklists that we give you guys. If you complete those things on time, you're good to go. All your cashbacks will be processed. I took the Covishield vaccine. Hope so, Anmol. Hope so. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. Any other questions, guys? Always feel free to tag me and Jackson in the WhatsApp group, and I'll be winding up this session right now. Have a great weekend. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next Friday's session.